Dear viewers, I welcome to your very special program Friendship with Korea and Bangladesh. Today our guest is His Excellency Honorable Ambassador of Republic of Korea, Mr. Lee Jang-keun. Very welcome to you today's program, Mr. Lee. And we have just some gossiping with you regarding Bangladesh and Korea friendship. You are working last 5 months only, so you have a very good experience regarding Bangladesh. So my first just question is to you: how you feel Bangladesh?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to have this occasion with ATN and occasion with Bangladesh people through ATN program. And I've been here just for 5 months, and if I'm asked how I feel, then I would say that I'm very happy and I'm very excited, some sense, and somewhat enthusiastic about the life and work I'm expecting in your country. And I'm very satisfied, even in the very middle of coronavirus. And I'm enjoying my work. There are a lot of work at the office, and also many things to do. So that keeps me very busy every day, all day long. And I'm very happy to be here and to have this opportunity to serve as ambassador representing my country and to work for the cooperation and friendship between Bangladesh and Korea.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Regarding your appreciation of Bangladeshi people, our government, especially our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. So, as you know, that Bangladesh is very much interested to do work with the Korea, and Bangladesh people also like Korean people. So, can you mention today's very special program, how we can work Bangladesh and Korea together hand to hand?
First of all, let me briefly touch upon some existing cooperation between our two governments. Already, the relations between our two countries is very close and very strong. First of all, regarding this foreign investment, FDI in this country, Korea is already number 5th major investment country to Bangladesh. Around 200 Korean companies are operating in this country with the accumulated investment size of 1.1 billion US dollars. And there are 75 Korean companies operating in EPZ across the country. So Korea is number 1 investor in EPZ in this country. So, and also for the infrastructure, as many say, Korean companies are very eagerly working in major Bangladesh's infrastructure programs already, like this Dhaka International Airport, the third terminal construction is done by Samsung Corporation, Korean company, and there are many other infrastructure programs being developed by Korean companies. And we have very active cultural exchange programs, and also the development assistance is very active. Korea has been done a lot of assistance to the development of Bangladesh economic program, and Bangladesh is already the 3rd largest recipient of Korea's ODA, Official Development Assistance. So all in all, we are already very strong relations, but what's important is that there are very big willingness from both sides to further increase our relations. So about the future directions of our relations, I would say that we need to do 3 things. First is elevation, and second is diversification. And third thing is about generation. The 3 words I would like to advocate during my tenure in this country. And about the elevation, we have to elevate the current already strong ties into a much higher level, into a new level. That is my goal and my advocate in this country. And whenever I have chance to talk to the government people, I talk about this necessity to elevate our already strong relations. And about the diversification, many talk about this RMG sector when it comes to the cooperation between the two countries. RMG sector is really important sector and still occupies the largest portion of cooperation, especially from the business side. But we have to move beyond this RMG sector into the areas like ICT, health, energy, infrastructure,
yes,
power plant. Even climate change related areas we can further work on. So diversification is the way we have to go. And third, about generation, is about the young people. So Bangladesh is very young country. The population, more than 50% of the population is under 25 years age. So Bangladesh is young. Young people is largest part, and they are the owner not only for the present, also for the future. So what I advocate is to have some program focused on these young people of Bangladesh.
Yeah. So you mentioned that Bangladesh is near about 20% people are very young, less than 25 years old. And as you know, we mentioned that a few times that our Honorable Chairman Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman also mentioned that we know the Korean people's mind. Bangladesh people, they know the Korean people's mind, what is in their mind. So do you can make any plan with our government and your government, just youth exchange program, then we can more understand your people and our people in future?
Yeah. So I think the most important program in that regard must be people-to-people contact program regarding this involvement of people, especially young people. And already there are 1,500 Bangladesh students studying in Korea.
Okay.
It's not a small number. And there are more and more Bangladeshi young people who want to go to Korea and to study there. And so what surprised me is not only the number, but about the quality of these young people to go to Korea. They are mostly in higher education, in master's or in doctor's degree, and also many are in the engineering field. So that means many talented young Bangladeshi people wants to cultivate their future with Korea, and based on Korea's relations, Korea's friendship. So for that, I'm working very closely with the ministries concerned, not only with foreign ministry, but also ICT ministry, to develop some collaboration targeting these young people. And frankly speaking, unfortunately, the current corona situation is affecting the more bigger exchanges among young peoples. And there are some students who are very frustrated for not going to Korea for studying for this virus situation. And it is also about their visa problems. And as in many other countries, for this situation, Korean government is temporarily restricting issuing new visas to Bangladesh people. But I believe it is only temporary things, and this virus will not with us for long, forever. It will soon end. And I do hope that in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, this situation improves, so that those people, those young people who want to come to Korea can freely come to us, come to Korea and work with Korean people and Korean educational institutions for cultivating, for planning their own future.
Yeah. So you mentioned that for young people, our young people, they are also very much interested to study in Korea, and you mentioned a large number of Bangladeshi students that are studying in Korea. How about the our job placement issues. As you know, Bangladesh is sending, giving service to Korea to send our Bangladeshi peoples as aspirant migrant to Korea. So, do you have any idea that in future, maybe in the for job placement for Bangladeshi people, it will increase in future?
Yes, so-called expatriate workers is also a very important pillar of our cooperation. There has been always increasing number of workers going to Korea. Every year, the number is increasing, and for the same reason, for the Corona situation, we could not accept more or new workers, but still the number is quite high. There are 18,000 Bangladesh people living in Korea, but out of 18,000, almost 11,000 are the workers with the semi-skilled. And this number has been increasing in recent several years. Like in 2016, the number of Bangladesh people arriving in Korea was just 15,000. But in 2019, in just 3 years, the number increased up to 19,000. So there was this increasing trend of Bangladesh people arriving in Korea, mostly these workers. But that has been stopped for the Corona situation. But the Corona situation didn't decrease the number.
That's right. Even in the Corona situation, I saw maybe more than 100 workers, they traveled in Korea by special permission.
Of course, yes, yes. Even those who have permits have no problem to come to Korea. And still after even the virus, even after the suspension of issuing new visas, more than 800 or 900 Bangladesh workers entered Korea and continued their job. And very interestingly, it's also about the remittance that they are sending back home. I was surprised to see the Bangladesh Bank statistics that Korea ranks number 12. The main
the remittance.
In terms of the size of the remittance, right. Korea is number 12. It's much larger than any
other countries.
East Asian countries, like larger than China, larger than Japan, or larger than many of European countries.
Right.
As you know, the largest Bangladesh expatriate workers are going to the Middle East countries.
So it's a good, as because why is Korean government is not giving any embargo to send their salary to Bangladesh. They allow your income you can send officially to Bangladesh. We welcome to Korean government to privilege Bangladesh, and we hope that inshallah after Corona situation we can provide some more staffs, workers, human resource to Korea. It will be continuous process. Then being today you visited ATN Bangla and ATN News. As you know, ATN Bangla is one of the first satellite channel in Bangladesh. Even though we broadcasted live program all over the world, first ATN Bangla broadcasted live program, Bangla program in the world. So our intention, our chairman Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman, he intend to promote Korean drama, Korean film like that. So can we work together with ATN Bangla and Korean people, Korean media? Do you have any idea how we can show the Korean drama or Korean cinema in Bangladesh?
Yes, that is a very good gesture from ATN side. I do welcome any opportunity to present Korean dramas or Korean movies or Korean art or Korean culture to the Bangladesh people through this ATN media. And I have to think over a specific way to achieve this. But I would welcome any gesture, any kind of opportunity to work together with ATN for presenting Korean dramas and Korean cultural pieces or art pieces to Bangladesh people.
It's okay. It's good. Thank you very much for your intention, and we hope that our chairman, Dr. Mahfuz Rahman, as an excellency, you are here. Maybe we can work together each another. And finally, the young people, Korea, there is a national service. Maybe in the age of 18, they can go in the national service.
Military service.
Military service. It's called military service.
Yes.
Okay. Some countries they call the national services. So your young people, they're going in the national services. That's why they know how the Korean government mind, what will be the next their plan, they know. So do you have any advice for our young people, our Bangladeshi people, as because you know that our Bangladeshi people, as because our cricket, whole of the world, they became legend in in the cricket arena, and some Olympiad, our Olympiad also Bangladesh young peoples, they became a champion. So do you have any advice for our young people?
Yes, as a person who was also once a young man a long time ago, I would say this young Bangladesh people to have a dream for the future. As the country, Bangladesh has its own dream and goals to be graduated from the LDC by 2024 and to become a developed country by 2041. And the same way, I think Bangladesh young people should have his or her own dreams. And I'd like to remind my own story to Bangladesh people, young people, about a book I read when I was in university, which was a book by the late chairman of Daewoo Corporation, Kim Dae-jung. The title of this book was The World is White, and there are many things to do. And the first chapter of this book was about dream. The title of this chapter was History Belongs to Dreamers. It inspired me very much. It was about the dream. And this dream made this young Korean man become the chairman of conglomerates, and very international businessman. And that inspired me as well, as a young university student, to think about my own dream. And I dreamt about being a diplomat in my future. And anyway, I achieved my dream. And I'm now a diplomat, now representing my country to Bangladesh people, Bangladesh government. So having a dream, I think, is very important. And Bangladesh is very promising country, full of potentials. The Bangladesh people are very talented and very eager and willing to lead their lives. So future lies up to their own hands. So as long as he or she keeps dreams, then this dream will be realized. And the realization of this young people's dream will be realization of the dream of the country. That means, I think, a dream of Bangabandhu, the father of the nation.
That's right.
Also dreamt about the independent country. It happened. So that will happen to Bangladesh through Bangladesh young people, I believe.
Thank you. Finally, maybe can you mention some memory of your boyhood time, as because you mentioned that you have a dream, you became the ambassador of Korean government, the most of the highest position of the Korean public service. So do you have any memorable issues, what you can mention to our viewers in this moment in your boyhood time or school, college times, which make you more interested to join in the public service?
So in my young days, I thought of serving the wider objectives, not just serving my own private purposes, to serve more wider public interest. And that is the reason why I decided to join the foreign service, public service. But during my young days, as high school or university students, also I was also struggling for the situation of my own country. Even though Korea was successful in economic development, it was done at the sacrifice of our other political development as well. So there was very big agony for young Korean university students about the situation of the country, about the democratization or political development of the country. But fortunately, together with our economic success, Korea became a full-fledged democratic country now. So we do not have any agony like that I used to have in my young days. So that is very touching moment for me to see Korea achieve political development, full-fledged democracy. To me, it happened in 1997 when Korea elected president from the opposition party to the ruling party, and who was a freedom fighter became a president later on. So maybe that might be one moment I can share with the Bangladesh viewers based on my own the experience in the past.
So finally, how you spend time when you were working? I know the Korean people, they are very hardworking, and even though when you came Bangladesh last 5 months, you know more than us regarding Bangladesh culture, Bangladesh food, Bangladesh politics, you know, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, everything you know. So how you spend your leisure time?
So it's a tough question because it is Corona time. You know, our lives are very restricted. Even we are not advised to be adventurous. So most of the time I stay home and office and think of the bilateral relations and spend my time to study, to learn about the country. And even I'm slowly learning the language.
Bangla language?
Yeah, Bangla language, but you know, it's very difficult to have some, you know, advancement, some progress in learning. And maybe I can excuse about my age, maybe, but I'm trying. I'm doing that, but as the situation improves, I'm slowly becoming more and more adventurous, and I'm planning to have as many as chance to go outside and go to other cities and other regions. And I only visited the Chittagong, and for my work, and that was very impressive travel, my first travel outside of Dhaka, and I hope to have further chance like that. And also for me, I'm with my wife, so spending time with my wife is also what I have to do during my leisure time.
Do you have any idea regarding Bangla food?
Not specifically, but I do not have any the dietary restrictions. So I'm very eager to explore Bangla food. But I do not. I have been served some Bangla food, even though I do not know the name. But I found it very very tasteful and very good to my tastes.
At the same time, we people also like the Korean food, Korean culture. We know Korean people's mind. Thank you very much to join with us, Mr. Lee, His Excellency. Bangladesh-Korea friendship will be more and more stronger in future. Dear viewers, as you saw that Korean ambassador, Mr. Lee, he is here, and he just expressed some few answers to us. I hope that inshallah in future he will be more available to us in ATN Bangla and ATN News. Thank you, Mr. Lee, to participate in our program.